Hey, would you be up to going out to eat tonight?
Gotta get your husband
Not
out of the
tonight,
shop.
sweetie. I really want to
for
finish
dinner.
this stuff up.
Okay, no problem. Wait, are those your welds?
Yeah, why?
Those are really nice.
Thank you.
That's really impressive.
Well, I mean, it's solid wire. Shielding with C25.
That's so technical, I don't even know what that means. I'm impressed.
Well, I mean, there's different ways to do it. I mean, I don't think they're that bad.
They're not bad at all. I think they're amazing.
I mean, I do what I can,
Well, we'll figure out something for dinner. I'll let you get back to work.
Well, I could probably stop for a little while. We could go to town and grab something to eat.
Look, guys, that's cute and it's good. Ladies, take notes. Yeah, men really do love it when you take an interest in what they're doing and when you praise them for their accomplishments. We're wired that way. Women need that tender touch. They need to be pursued. They need that affection. Men, we're very simple. We just want our accomplishments recognized. We want our women to understand the hard work that we do for them. And you just show them an ounce of appreciation and they will light up like a firecracker. It's actually a really insightful display of the differences between men and women. So, ladies, this is good. Take notes.
Men are lonely right now because women no longer need them for survival, but rather they have to be desired and wanted.
Who exactly thinks that all of these men are as lonely as some women seem to need them to be? Because quite frankly, it's becoming a little suspicious that for the most part, the only ones that we hear about talking about this quote-unquote male loneliness epidemic happens to be mainly women. That is a bit fishy, because from what I have been hearing and seeing, most men, in fact, are not lonely. They might be alone, but that doesn't necessarily make a person lonely. They are, in fact, for the most part, choosing to remain single to avoid the drama and possible toxicity that come with some relationships. And who can blame them after all? But it really seems that some women are really pushing this male loneliness epidemic as almost as if to try to make it true. But just a reminder, repeating something over and over again, doesn't make it one bit more true.
Stop leaving the light on. If you're the last person to leave, turn it off. I can't see anything. It would help if the porch light was on.
Every season is unique, and this season really was a tale of two seasons in one.
Carly Ursay Gordon, she's been pictured everywhere on the sidelines. She's the new it girl of the NFL. This is all intentional. She's pretending to be a male leader by reading a script. In 2022, NFL owners put out a statement saying that diversity was an important goal for the NFL. And that's why Inspire Change is on the front of all these shirts these guys are wearing standing on the sideline. Because the change they want to inspire is the disruption and the destruction of the patriarchy. It's all a part of this feminist wave that is overtaking the planet, but America beyond question. And that's why we have women pretending to be some sort of football savant, standing on the sidelines with headsets on. Because anything that disrupts tradition, biblical patriarchy, male authority and leadership, it's a sign of progress. Feminism is the enemy of merit.
I mean, I feel like if she can do the job, she can do the job. But if you have these people up here just for, I don't know, the sake of having them, just there because you want them to be there, like they don't really serve any purpose. They're not good at their job, which is what a lot of people were upset about with DEI hires. You're not really bringing anything to the table. We were expecting you to come in with a different perspective and help us drive forward profit, or whatever it was. Like, even if you were to come in and really help the culture, but modern women with their backwards thinking come in and actually, as only they know how to do, help you lose profits and destroy morale in the company by their, constant policing and nitpicking and, oh, you didn't do this right, or we need to do this and we can't say it like this, and all this other nonsense and constant complaining, to where some of these ladies, they just quit working altogether and go in a different direction because the field that they were trying to get into, it was too stressful for them in the end, which is what men said in the beginning.
That covers the steak and the whiskey. The lobster and the cocktails are yours.
Excuse me? Are we splitting the bill? On a first date?
Correct. You ordered the market price lobster. I assumed you had the budget for it.
This is embarrassing. A gentleman always pays. It's called chivalry.
Chivalry comes from a time when women couldn't work. You are a boss babe CEO, right? That's what your bio says.
That's different. I make my own money, but a man should still provide. It shows you value me.
Spending $200 on dinner doesn't show value. It shows I'm a wallet, and I don't pay for the pleasure of your company.
Wow, you are broke. That's what this is. You can't afford me.
I can afford the restaurant. I just can't afford the bad investment. There is no ROI here.
You are going to die alone with that attitude. No woman wants a cheap man.
And no high-value man wants a dependent who hides behind tradition, only when the bill arrives. Ready to go? Or are you waiting for me to open the door too?
Don't bother. Lose my number.
Already deleted. Have a safe drive. Equality feels like oppression when you're used to privilege.
And that's how you got to talk to him. You see how he wiped his mouth? That's a man reserved in his decision. That's a man that's comfortable in his decision, which is what a lot of men are becoming nowadays. I'm comfortable with what I just said, and I'm not backing off of that boundary that I just made. I know you want me to feel ashamed that, oh, a gentleman would, and as a man you should. As a man you should. And my grandfather, God rest his soul, would have. And my father, who is across the state, probably would if I called him right now. Do you want my phone or do you want to use yours? Well, my brothers would never. I'm not your brothers. I'm about to be your acquaintance. And in a few minutes when we get up out of here, I ain't gonna be nothing but a ghost. As a matter of fact, I've already unmatched you. I've blocked you. As soon as I see you to your car, I'm gonna bid you good night. And that's gonna be the end of that. You have a blessed day, night, and everything after that. That's about it. That's about it.
People always ask me, Annika, you're so young. Why do you want to give up your entire future for a husband and kids? My entire future? The future that would have me at a 9-to-5 that I hate? That has me sitting in traffic every morning to get to a job with coworkers and a boss that I despise? That I have to do deadlines and assignments for? Are you kidding me? Heck no! Instead, I'm going to get to wake up every single morning to a husband that loves me and provides for me. I'm going to go see my beautiful, cutie little kids, and if we don't want to do school that day, who cares? Let's go to the library or make sourdough or something. What do you mean give up my entire future? Okay?
The idea that women struggle with accountability is a myth. Women do not struggle with accountability. They struggle with not being able to control the narrative anymore. Because when nobody questions you, when nobody asks for clarity, when nobody expects consistency, oh my goodness, you're in heaven. That's freedom. And freedom feels good. But the moment somebody says, yo, help me understand this, or you said one thing, but you actually did something else, or something like your impact didn't quite match your intention, suddenly it's labeled pressure, control. There is no struggle with accountability. This struggle with accountability is intentional. Accountability isn't control. Control removes choices. Accountability simply asks you to stand by the choices you already made. Accountability doesn't silence you. It's not going to trap you. It just removes the escape routes and make you stand by what you did.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to
chef.
teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A driver?
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
How are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife? You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're going to go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're going to go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wives.
So where do you
In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers because they are single. They're single mother. And they like, I'm going to teach you how to be strong. And my mama told me I don't need no man. And they have raised you to be a single woman.
That's terrible.
And go be educated. So you don't need to depend on no man and get you an education and go to college. They have groomed you to be a single mother. But if you want to be a wife, you have to learn how to be a wife from a wife, the same way you will learn how to cook from a chef. Then once you surround yourself with other wives, then you will know what's intrinsically important to a man. A lot of y'all women ain't even wives. And you married.
You mad that your man look like you now. Confused, emotional, don't know left to right. He became a reflection of you. You know, this is why men have to stay strong and they cannot fall into a woman. Men, do not identify yourself in her emotions because she's confused. She don't know. Women don't know. We don't know who we are, what we want, what we need. We don't know. Majority of us do not know, truly. You know what I'm saying? We need someone to tell us. We generally just want to be happy, and we don't know what happiness is. Like, we don't know. But men do. Men know that, oh, she needs security, safety, structure. She needs routine, you know? She needs community. Things need to be calm for her, which means I have to get myself together. I need to make sure I could provide and give her a life of comfort. So right now, she's not going to get certain emotional needs met because I got to go out and work. I mean, you guys know. You guys know. Okay, I want men that's watching this to tap into them instincts, man. You know what we need. But what happens is you hear your woman whining and crying, and that she's over here and wants this and that and all this other stuff. But you know what she actually generally needs, so she could feel comforted. But when you fall into a woman's love, like you falling in love to her love is confusion, is chaotic, is here, there. Valentine's Day she wants this, Christmas she wants that, birthday she wants this, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday she wants space. You know, on her period she hates you, you're terrible to her. Like, she'll know. So what you need to do is just create a system where there's order. This is routine for her of how things are going to go. Do not keep revolving your life around her emotions. Do not do that, or else you are going to become like the woman. You're going to become confused. Does that make sense? You're going to be confused with your life. You're going to lose yourself. You're going to have identity issues. She withdraws her love from you and then gives it back. And you're identifying yourself in that. Like, you're craving her love. And every time she withdraws it, you want it. You know what I'm saying? Or you match her energy, and now you're withdrawing her love from her. Now you become like a woman, you know, manipulative, like a woman. Men aren't manipulative. Like, their natural state, they really just do want peace. And the love they have for a woman is what causes them to become just like her. Did God really tell about this man? My God.
Is domestic violence a gendered issue?
No, never has been. That's the lie. And the lie is there because of the money. And there is a quote, and the quote is from Sandra Hawley, who took over the refuge from me, got rid of all my staff, closed my boys' house. She said, we are not going to share the pot with men. And they haven't.
She is Dame Sandra Hawley now.
I mean, I know.
I've got a quote from Sandra Hawley. I want to read it to you, if that's okay. Refuges for women are struggling to survive. And if we put across the idea that the abuse of men is as great as the abuse of women, then it could seriously affect our funding. So why do refuges deny the existence of male victims of domestic violence?
Money. She said it all.
Can you elaborate on that? What happens if they actually acknowledged?
They would have to share money with male refugees.
If we were to put this film in front of Sandra Hawley, what would you want to say to her?
You lied. You pretended that men could never be victims. You're guilty of allowing violent women to remain violent, and you called them victims. You gave them no chance to change. You did nothing about the violence of the children that you knew were violent. And any woman that became violent in any of your refuges, you evicted.
I hope you don't mind me being personal about it, but when we talk about Sandra Hawley and the fact that she ran your charity and your refuge, which you set up and was paid 6 figures, I come here and I speak to you and I see the amazing work you've done, saving the lives of thousands of women and children. How does that make you feel that you're here and Sandra Hawley is Dame Sandra Hawley CBE?
You know, she's of the world. Of course they're going to give her gifts and rewards, aren't they? But she did what she was told to do. She shut the door. She let women die. She had children taken away from the women and put into care.
There must be a sense of anger on your behalf.
No. She doesn't have anything I want. I have children, great-grandchildren, plus 7 great-grandchildren. Which more does anybody want in this life?
Crazy what happens when you dress modestly and don't show your blank on Instagram. Yep. Wow. Yeah. All right, ladies, you should not wear a bra to the gym. Just imagine if I walked into a public gym in my whitey tighties. Okay. How unbelievably inappropriate that would be. And yet we have gyms that are full of women and skin tight painted on pants and a bra. Their underwear. They're wearing their underwear. That's insane. That would have been illegal. That would have been so illegal just a few decades ago. Yeah, and it's to the point like I can't even take my son to the mall because we will walk by stores and just the pictures on the walls will be borderline. That's the culture. That's the society that we live in. It's so unbelievably depraved. Yes, we should have modesty standards. Yes, we should enforce those even by law. They're called indecency law codes, okay? We need to, as a society, both socially stigmatize immodesty and we need to penalize with the power of the law indecency. That's all part of how we make America Christian again. Our culture is so unbelievably, it's insane. And so, ladies, if you know Christ, please, for the love of God, for the love of your Savior, Jesus Christ, and for the love of your fellow man, pursue modesty, please, in the name of Jesus. Christ is king, and he's also king over what you wear.
On average, and again, I'm not talking about anybody's daughter or granddaughter, but on average, the data shows just uncontroversially that not only do males place a much greater premium on free speech, academic freedom, search for truth, females are the ones that are pushing for the speech codes, for the protections. Males are more rational, they're more interested in public affairs, they care more about cost benefit, risk analysis than females. And so an appeal based on an absolute ignorance of market economics doesn't surprise me that it resonates better with females. And I think they are going to have increasing clout in our political climate as time goes forward.
Makes you rethink suffrage just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm not just rethinking it. I have rethought it.
His whole transition team so far is women.
Anyone here ever had a threesome?
Yes.
How many threesomes have you had?
Should I include the foursome?
How many foursomes have you had? Just one?
2.
2? And then how many threesomes?
1.
What about you?
I've had 1.
1. What was the whole phase? What did it look like?
So basically, I lost my virginity to my boyfriend back in high school. And after we broke up, I did not have until like my senior year of high school. But once I hooked up with the first person again my senior year of high school, it's kind of like the floodgates were open and I was like, okay, let me have my fun. I'm about to go to college and never see these people again. Like, you know, I had some fun with some people at that point, and then I went to college and things settled, which I know is shocking because I went to USC and it's, you know, some people call it the University of Classmates. There are very attractive people who go to USC. I am blessed to go to that school.
Curious, has anybody here ever hooked up with two guys in a 24-hour period?
I mean, I did admit that I had a foursome, so does that count?
Yeah, right?
Wait.
It's
You know, it's gonna be one day that they're wanting somebody to protect and provide, and kind of love them for who they are. I hope those high standards, and I'm a new woman, I'm a changed woman, don't come out then.
You ever notice how men get married, have a kid, and suddenly they're like, oh, damn, this is a lot. It's game time for them. Now they're trying to figure it out, how to provide, how to show up better, how to love her more, juggle the job, the car, the bills, all of it. And they're learning as they go. But here's the thing. A lot of women come into the relationship with this fairy tale already written. You're Prince Charming, honey. And now she's trying to make you be that. And the more you don't fit her script, the more frustrated she gets. And then she ends up sitting in someone's office going, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. And the kicker, he never did. But she just assumed he would. She just thought her man would magically turn into that guy. So now the question becomes, are you actually seeing this man for who he is? Or are you trying to shove him into a mold that only existed in your head? A mold that no one could actually fit? See, men come into marriage like, all right, I'm here. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm going to try. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow. But then what happens? The woman says, you're taking too long. You're not there yet. Why? Because he doesn't fit her fantasy version of a husband. And the wild part, so many of these women already have great husbands. But because his greatness doesn't look like the greatness she imagined, she can't even recognize it. Like, just because he's not your exact shade of red doesn't mean he's not red.
For example, if a man cheats on his wife, he's a piece of shit. Can't keep it in his pants. He's a child. Why couldn't he be honest? A woman cheats on her husband. She was driven into the arms of another man. He wasn't meeting her needs. This was her journey of self-discovery. Like, you see it in popular media. Like, watch any film, any TV show. When the man cheats, it's like he's a lecherous guy. The woman cheats, it's like, oh, this poor woman. Like, she needed to find herself. She needed like her eat, pray, love moment.
If a girl ever goes distant with you, what you do is you just become more distant with her. My woman, in the early stages of my relationship, she thought it'd be a good idea to ignore me. What did I do? I just ignored her for 3 days until she went out of her mind. Solved.
You ever notice how the loudest women who say, I don't need a man, are usually doing it on a phone built by a man, sitting in a house built by men, and in a city made safe by men, while enjoying a lifestyle carved out of generations of men breaking their backs to protect and provide. And before anybody twists that, this is not men are better. This is just a reality check. Because here's the truth no algorithm can hide. For 99.9% of human history, the greatest threat to humanity was the environment, not men. It wasn't Chad down the street that you had to be afraid of. It was winter. It was wolves. It was disease. It was hunger. And it was the dark. Humanity didn't survive because women didn't need no men, or because men didn't need women. We survived because we needed each other. But today, comfort is amnesia. Luxury gives people loud opinions and short gratitude. And somewhere along the way, culture convinced men and women that we were each other's enemies. Both sides have gotten dumb for a little while. Ladies, you don't get to enjoy the safest, most comfortable era in human history and pretend that men didn't build a world that allows that sentence to even exist. And fellas, we're not off the hook. If you're out here saying, I don't need no woman, hating women, calling them the problem, bro, who do you think carried you into existence? Who bled to give you your first breath? Who will one day carry and bring your children into this world? The deepest gift God can give a man. You don't hate women, you're just hurt and pretending it's strength. The truth, we are yin and yang, the polarity, the sacred balance. Men built the shelter. Women built the soul inside of it. Men forged the world, and women gave it meaning. Men and women are different, and thank God for that. A world of only men would look like a Call of Duty war zone, and a world of only women would look like a massive group chat meltdown. Together, we build life. So let's cut the nonsense. Stop the culture war. Stop the who needs who Olympics. You want a strong life? You want a healthy society? You want kids that grow up whole? Then men and women need to stop yelling at each other and start building with each other. Appreciation isn't weakness. Partnership isn't oppression. And interdependency is not dependency. It's reality. Strong men and strong women don't compete. They complete. And the future belongs to those who remember that.
Rap and hip-hop was supreme when it was male-dominated. 2020's rap is insufferable because they have propped up female rappers, whether they are talented or not, whether they are hot or not, and they have prioritized lame, docile, weak, soft male rappers. And that is why the genre today is the worst it's ever been.
So this is what I need modern women to stop doing, right? And especially Black modern women, right? So women in general, but especially Black modern women, will get on the internet and they're talking about how there's a shortage of masculine men or masculine Black men, right? And they'll get online and they'll talk about it's a shortage and, what does it take to get a real man? I'm tired of being a leader and all this other stuff. I'm tired of having to tell my man what to do. But my thing is, you chose that man. You chose that better man. You chose that man that you could step all over. You chose to be with the man that you don't honor and respect. And you know why you chose that man? Because a lot of modern women have an issue, especially Black women. It's called control. Y'all want to be in control of every single thing. So control and submission, it doesn't really align, sweetheart. If you want to be in control, then you can't pray for a masculine man, because a masculine man is going to put you in your place every single time, as he should. Because a masculine man has a vision, he has a plan, he has goals that he's very much trying to get to, and he does not have time for a woman that's going to be combative and pretty much take him off of his trajectory of meeting his goals, because she does not want to get in line and get on board with what the man is trying to do. So with that being said, it's not that it's a shortage of masculine men. It's y'all women. It's y'all women. Y'all choose men that y'all can step all over because y'all want to be in control. And in reality, y'all want to be the man in the relationship. And then when that happens and you have to take on all that responsibility, then you want to cry. Stop the cap and get it together. Nobody cares about your tears. If you want a masculine man, then learn how to be respectful. Learn how to take heed to what a man says. And I'm going to need y'all to get it together and stop the cap for sure.
And it's funny because a lot of these modern women, they talk about leadership without even having a true concept of what leadership actually is. And it sounds backwards, but modern women are backwards. Like that's how they are. They think backwards. They think that for some reason when they do something and not even master it, when they do it, nobody's ever done it. Nobody's talked about it. It's new, unexplored territory. They're almost like children in that way, to where, oh, look, mommy, here's look at what the toy can do. And mom's like, yeah, I bought the toy for you knowing the toy could do that. That's why I bought it for you, because I knew as a baby you would like that. I knew that would entertain you, and you're probably going to be entertained for a while. That's how modern women treat a lot of the stuff that, well, I got a job and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and we can go here, we can go on vacation, we can do this, we can do that. And it's like, yeah, man. I mean, do your thing, whatever you want to do. Like, that's go crazy. Like, if that's what you want to do, yeah, y'all could never. We could, and that's why we're telling you this is what you should be doing. Nobody's trying to hold you back, which is what y'all are thinking, right? You guys walk around thinking that, oh man, I'm the first to do it. No, you're not. Oh, I'm just out here, I'm front and center, and I got this, and I'm the leader of the gang. No, you're not. You're not anything. You're just a normal person. You're an average, everyday person. I know you have to have these positive affirmations to hype yourself up, but it's just not true. It's just not true. You are not that person. Now, you might be smart and you might contribute a good amount to your community. For that, I applaud you. And I say, keep doing that. We need more good people in the community, men and women. And I'm not talking about specifically the black community. I'm talking about whatever your community is, wherever you are, we need good people. But we don't need people that get up on stage hollering and screaming about how great they are, about how they've done more than everybody else, and how, people should look to them and they suck at leadership. Well, I should be the leader because, I planted more trees. Good for you. Keep on planting those trees. But that doesn't mean that you know how to lead and manage people. That's what modern women are getting wrong. They'll go to college or university and they'll study, and then they'll get out and say, I should be able to lead men and talk to them how I want to talk to them now, because I've studied genders. I've gone through women's studies. I've gone through this and that, and I should be able to come out and tell you what to do. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have any experience, and you're leading us all astray because, number one, you're ignorant. Number two, you're basing everything off of your feelings and your gut and your intuition. No logic, no reality, no numbers, no statistics, nothing. Just how I feel. And the company and whatever relationship you're in is tanking because of it.
If the husband dies, the wife is going to be fine. Really? Yeah. Widows are way happier than widowers. I told that to my wife and she's like, huh. Widowers do really poorly, generally. Men do very poorly. And part of the reason is because these data are disputed, but more or less they're directionally correct. 60% of 60-year-old men say their best friend is their wife. 30% of their wives say their best friend is their husband. Women have more relationships. They have closer, deeper love relationships with non-related kin and with the adult children typically than the husband does. The husband's most intense companion and relationship typically is with the wife.
So once again, I see where they're coming from here, but you have to look at when a man loses his wife and when a woman loses her husband, both of them are going to struggle. They're going to struggle. It's just going to be a struggle in different ways, right? It's not a situation where the woman is fine and the man kind of, dies off, right? So what actually happens is men get hit hard and they get hit fast. Like everything comes at you fast. So when a man's wife dies, it's shock to his system. His health drops, his routine falls apart, his motivation, which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest things, because that's his family, that's his unit. And so when a part of his unit dies, and I think you're going to see the same kind of effect from men who have been in, war situations. My motivation tanks because somebody who was close to me is now not here anymore. It doesn't matter if I had friends or not. That's somebody that's super close to me. I don't know if that makes sense, right? And so he's at higher risk for heart problems, drinking too much, accidents, and depression. And all this happens pretty quickly within the first year or two, which is pretty rough. Now, when it happens to a woman, it usually comes on, I would say, slowly and probably more quietly. So when a woman's husband dies, she doesn't usually fall apart overnight. She usually holds things together a little bit better in the short run because she has more friends. She has more family that she talks to. But over time, long term, when stuff gets, this isn't working or I need to do this, it gets a little bit harder, right? So women are far more likely to be lonely for years. They're more likely to slip into long-term depression and fall into poverty in old age, especially after 65. Okay, so we have to look at neither person really being fine. It's just that they're struggling differently. I don't know why you guys continue to say this type of stuff. Y'all continue to sit at these tables with your watches on, with a clean background, and continue to lie to people. Why you do that? Oh, men are going to struggle. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You could be at McDonald's eating a Big Mac, getting McFlurry, looking out the window, enjoying the sunshine. But instead, you decide to be in this room lying and carrying on. Going back to your wife the night of I lied on the show today. Why y'all say that? Neither person is fine. They just struggle differently, right? Like I said, when their wife dies, it's sort of like a fast collapse. For women, sort of like a slow decline. Neither outcome is going to be good. Neither person is going to be happier because their spouse died. That's stupid, right? So, and even looking at the best friend thing, I don't know if that proves anything, right? So, yes, husbands often make their wives their main friend, while wives spread their friendships out. I go here with Susie. I'm over here with this, and this. But what it really means is the man loses his strongest emotional connection all at once. It's kind of what I was talking about a minute ago, right? It'd be the same thing if he was in a war or like one of his friends died. He would lose motivation because that person that was close to him, like maybe a brother or a close friend or my dad or my mom, I was really close to them and I lost them, right? So he loses that strongest emotional connection all at once. The woman is going to lose that one person who is deeply loyal to her. It's two different types of pain, right? So, and even when you look at money and lifestyle, they matter more than people realize. Okay. So when the husband dies, the wife is far more likely to get hit financially. Older widows are twice as likely to end up in poverty as older widowers. So the woman is twice as likely to end up in poverty as the man after their significant other or their spouse dies. This alone is going to kill your idea that, oh yeah, she's going to be fine. She's okay. She's better alone and all this other nonsense. It's not going to be fine. She's going to have struggles, right? And when we look at dating behavior, right, it flips the whole picture. The men are far more likely to date or remarry. I'm thinking about somebody right now that dated and remarried. Successful relationship. He still gets on here and there every single time. He doesn't really do it for his wife, his late wife, obviously, but he lost a daughter and he lost a son-in-law. So wife passed away from cancer. Loved her. You sat there at it was at the funeral home, but it was the viewing the day before, and that man, my dad had to turn around and go get him because he wouldn't leave. He couldn't leave. He was stuck there. He would try to leave, but then he would just kind of like waltz back, not waltz, but he would just kind of fall back. And talking about it now is hard because it hurts so bad. He would turn around to walk away, but then, he would kind of go back and fall back on the casket, or, kind of sit there and you just cry and just really be broken up about it. Right. And then, not too many years later, honestly, he lost his daughter and her son-in-law. They were coming back from an event, tired. It was late at night. Flipped the vehicle over, right? I think she passed away instantly, and he stayed alive. The son-in-law stayed alive for maybe a couple of days, and he passed away too. So he'll remember them on a regular basis. Oh man, I still miss my daughter, still miss my son-in-law, yada yada yada. And it's very hard, right? But he took some time and he's finally remarried, right? And when men remarry, their health and their happiness tend to jump back because I have another person that's back in my unit that, I feel strong again, right? Whereas when women, they usually don't even want to date again, right? They usually don't want to go through that. That doesn't mean that they're thriving. It just means that they'd rather be alone than start over. So it's a big difference. Men and women operate in different ways. I know y'all like to say over and over again that the way a man operates is garbage and his life sucks. But really, honestly and truly, it's just different. And it's just the way they process. And I think that you know that.
All right. Many women think that having empathy for men is giving them princess treatment. A lot of women think that the ideal man is someone who worships her. When a man wants to be treated fairly, they see it as princess treatment. They can't fathom a man being anything but beneath them. And it's due to a lack of empathy, thinking that all men are trash, that men are supposed to pedestalize women. As soon as they meet a man who expects reciprocation, they think he's a princess. He's not a real man because he's not carrying the weight of the whole relationship on his back. Her presence and potentially giving him babies is enough. So they gaslight and send the meme of the anime guy running around in a dress. You know what I'm talking about? It's to emasculate men who just want effort back. It tends to come from giving a man too much effort in the past. The man probably broke their heart and now they do the same to men. They can't empathize with them anymore. Also, social media glorifies princess treatment, calling it the bare minimum. If it's bare minimum, why can't the same energy be given back? Most toxic relationships are a constant back and forth between people pleasing and control. Men and women do this. At the end of the day, mutual respect and effort is what matters. Wanting effort doesn't make you a princess. It makes you a king. Watch my YouTube for more. One-on-one calls in my bio. Drizzle drizzle.
That's why I entitled this video, Fellas, you can't make her happy, okay? Stop trying to make her happy. You can't make her happy. And look, I tell men in therapy, in front of their wives, stop trying to make her happy. And the wife cut her eyes at me. What do you mean? What do you mean stop trying to make me happy? No, that's not his job. It's not his job to make you happy. He can contribute to your happiness, but your happiness is an inside job. That's something you got to bring to the relationship. Stop getting married or getting in a relationship with a man expecting him to make you happy. That's not his responsibility. And I'm telling you right in front of your face, so there's no mistaking what I'm saying. Focus on what makes you truly happy, what makes you content, what makes you fulfilled, what gives your life meaning. Focus on that, and he can add to that. But I don't need a man, technically, to make me happy. I know how to do that all on my own. Can a man contribute to my happiness? Most certainly he can. There are tons of things that a man could do that would, oh my gosh, just shoot me to the moon. But I can assure you that if my life is miserable, if I hate my life, if I hate the way I look, if I hate my body, if I hate my lot in life, there ain't nothing that man can do over time to change that. Like, I am a miserable son of a gun. And I hate to admit this, but that is a lot of women today.
Women are usually considered to be more talkative than men. Oh, this just in.
We need a study for this?
A 2-year study.
2-year study finds women say more words than men.
And they start after 5 o'clock.
So we're holding it in all day, and then at the end of the day, they just all come spilling out.
Yes.
And you can't take it anymore.
Every single thought.
Why can't you just answer the questions and engage in, like, the words exist. You could talk back and then things would even out. But we have to make up for the silence and the one-word answers, which are dumb.
There is no space for the man to interject.
And another thing, Dina, I'm just thinking that.
I think you're wrong about that because oftentimes we set up a story. So I went to the store. I had to make a return.
Right.
I went to make the return. The guy, the line was too long. So then I went to the other store.
Then what happened there?
And then the light came on in my car. What? Like, I didn't know what to do about it. So what do you think I should do?
And this is the problem.
Right.
So we keep going because.
Right. Did you hear what I said?
If he died halfway through the story, is he asleep?
Right.
What's happening? Do you feel that this study is true with us?
I feel like I don't use that many words.
I agree.
I agree with you. You ladies are perfect.
That's all I was getting to.
Okay. Good.
What's next?
Perfect.
One of these girls that I'm friends with, her boyfriend died 2 months ago, and she's already in another relationship. If you think these girls care, bro.
If all the men in the world suddenly disappeared, what would happen?
Same thing a lady tried in real life, but after this with her, what happened? You must listen to that. She bought a private island near Finland, and on that island made a rule that men will be completely banned on. On this, neither could anyone's husband come, nor could anyone's boyfriend come, and male workers were also not allowed there. Women spent thousands of dollars to live there because they felt that their life would be very good without men. In the beginning, everything was going quite well, but in just a few weeks, real problems started. Like the room's ACs broke down and the boat's engines started failing. And the worst happened when the internet got cut off there. Now to fix all this, technicians were needed, but all the technicians were male who were banned on that island. So all the women left that island, and then everyone understood that the meaning of equality is not to run the world without one gender, but to walk together.
We don't really give pretty women a pass like we used to. We're looking for pretty energy. Like men are willing to forego the pretty face if the energy is right. And we don't want a 8, 9, 10 in the face, but a 2 or 3 in the energy. We're no longer impressed with what you didn't do yourself. I mean, you hit the DNA lottery, but it doesn't have value when there's nothing behind it. There's no character. Pretty gets you in the door. It doesn't keep you in the house.
Yeah. And I think she was actually cooking for her man the other day, like legit trying to take care of her man. Even though she could probably pay somebody, she don't really have to do that. She was doing it. And a woman was asking her man a question. Like, I think, how you like your food cooked or something like that. She was like, you don't have to ask that. I know how I cook for my man. I know how my man likes his food cooked. Yeah, I mean, and she made a joke out of it. But in a way, she was checking the woman and saying, you don't need to be worried about what my man likes. I got that covered. There's not a lot of women that understand that dynamic.
The other day, my wife said thank you to me for the things I do. And it wasn't like your daily, like I do something for her, she grabs it and says, oh, thank you. It wasn't that. It's every once in a while, my wife takes time to look at me and make a point of saying thank you for certain things that I do for our family. And like, as a man that wants to do good by my family, that thank you sits with me for a good 10 days. And I remember that moment. And I've always made sure to put my phone down or whatever I'm doing to listen to it, because that's the thing that fuels me, you know? And when I see my family well, eating, my kids playing, everybody dressed, going into winter, everybody has jackets, boots, everybody's comfortable. That stuff fuels me, you know, as a man. And when she says thank you, that's like icing on the cake. And that's all I need, really, to keep doing what I need to do. I remember the first time she did it to me. I never knew the impact of her appreciation. I never knew what it would do to me and how much it meant to me. And I think a lot of guys are like this. Like, we don't really need the lovey-dovey stuff every day. We don't need you to tell us all kinds of stuff, how much you love us. It's like, if you can admire us because we've given you reason to admire us, if you can respect us because we've given you reason to respect us, and then you just appreciate us, that's so much of what most guys want, I think. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. Peace.
Why do you always sound angry? Why are you always yelling? Why do you sound like that? Why are you... I grew up in a little white trash East Texas town, okay? Y'all should be grateful that I'm not strung out on meth. When you grow up in a little white trash East Texas town, sometimes the little white trash East Texan comes out, depending on what you're talking about, depending on how passionate you are about the subject you're talking about, okay? Sometimes I'm more professional. Sometimes I can hide the white trashery that is within me. Sometimes I can't. If I'm feeling real serious and professional, then somehow it dissipates and I'm able to use larger vocabulary. And then sometimes, whenever I'm just feeling real sassafrassy, it just gets real thick. And I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no certain subject that I can think of that brings it out or hides it. I just know sometimes I sound like I'm intelligent, and sometimes it sounds like I grew up in the sticks, 'cause I did.
No, she's right. People in East Texas are a different beast. They're a different breed. I don't know how they survive. Godspeed out there. Stay strong.